wake up and you look in that mirror, you tell yourself that you're powerful. You tell yourself that you're beautiful or you're handsome.
You're strong.
You make sure you speak highly of who you are. And you raise that bar every single day. A millimeter is movement. It doesn't have to be a gigantic step all the time. Just make sure that you're moving.
You're getting somewhere.
You are someone, and you deserve to be somewhere else. Welcome back to the fucking channel. This is episode number 8. Working. Get it in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Please.
Make sure you let somebody know that this shit is happening right now.
Just tell them.
Every single week you will see us at least once. We're working on twice. I don't know how, when. We're working on that. But you can guarantee to hear us, see us. You can look forward to listening to us at least once a week. Never the same day because life is crazy. But at least once a week.
What I wanted to talk about today was, this is solely based on a conversation I had over the weekend. The conversation that I had, I'm not going to go into it, but somebody that I love, I noticed let anger almost put them in a predicament where they were getting ready to stoop to a level that is way below them. And I understood the emotion coming behind it, but when you go through the certain things that we've been through, you know what I mean, and have gone through, there's a point in time where it's like those type of problems seem so small compared to the bigger picture as far as when it comes to your life.
Okay.
So digging into or even giving time and effort into things that you know for sure isn't right,
even gonna matter, aren't gonna last.
My thing is, and I'm a victim of it too, but just like, how do you feel about stooping down to somebody's level when you know that you're way above it, but you feel an obligation to get to that point only off of, and I'm gonna keep it a bean, it's ego and
yeah. I was just about to say, it's just human nature. Like
it's the ego.
When you got somebody consistently pushing. If I was to hit you right here, you're not gonna look, but your entire body right now is wondering, why the fuck did he just do that?
Right.
And am I okay? Is there something wrong with me? Blah, blah, blah. So when people do that in real life, when another person pushes you to a point, people do stuff like that on purpose anyway, just to get a reaction out of you, just to get you to stoop down that low. What I'll say is, I don't think it's impossible not to. I think it's better said than done. Like, not having to stoop down to somebody else's level is easier said than actually done.
Absolutely.
Just because, like, I feel like it's just human nature anyway. Now, I feel like you can stoop down mentally, but verbally and physically, I feel like you can bring yourself back to a certain point where you don't have to be that low, where you don't have to react the way that you think you should react or that you actually want to react, but you can be the person who you are. You can stay who you are by reacting the complete opposite way, because you know for a fact that if I react this way, I'm going to get a whole bunch of shit that I don't need, I don't want. I'm going to have to go through all this other stuff just to get back to where I am. So instead of you stooping and going to that level and matching the energy, just stay your own course. Stay your own person. Be where you know is the better outcome for you. And it's not about proving a point.
No.
It's not about proving a point. It's just that simple. What you need to prove to yourself is, you know that it's not worth your energy to go through that. It's not worth your time to go down there when you're all the way up here. Why would you undo all the work you've already done to end up back in a place where you don't want to be when you're already up here? There's no reason to look
just
back.
to save face for the most part. Like,
look forward, keep moving forward.
When you do stoop down to somebody's level, 9 times out of 10 it's just because, like, what, you don't want them to play with you. You gotta, like, defend your name, defend whatever the case may be. You don't want nobody playing with your name. I'm full believer in is all that you have is your name, right? So, like, as far as my saying goes, like, all a man has, I say, is his name.
Okay.
Right, and we need to really put that to the side to get down to real life, because the name that you think is being played with is being played with by somebody else. So, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, as far as, like, there was like a joke Cat Williams said, and they said, like, he was talking about insecurity, so it's a little bit differently, but, like, how did I mess up something that you feel about yourself?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of where I'm getting to.
So just projecting.
You know you. Nobody knows the real 100% you other than yourself and whatever you feel. Right. Stooping down to somebody's level
is literally fitting in the projection that they're putting up.
And you lost. their whole goal, even if they didn't feel it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, right.
gossiping, they don't think it's going to get back to you sometimes, or whatever the case may be, anything. They don't know it's going to get back to you. They don't know how you're going to react. But them having time to slander, them having time to bicker and to do all these different type of things on your name shows a lot about where they're at in life. If me and you sat here right now on this camera and we just had a however long conversation about somebody.
Imagine. I don't think I've ever. I don't have time to sit around and talk about people. I got other shit I gotta do. Plus, nobody's that important for me to just sit here and bash, or for me to talk shit about.
So if somebody does have the time to do that, that kind of shows you where their headspace is at.
That just tells you what they got going on and what they actually think is important. So and that goes back to a couple videos ago of standards. You know, you're not supposed to sacrifice your standards for anybody else. Not saying that you have to hold them to yours, but you're not supposed to change yours up to fit theirs. No. You're not supposed to change up what you got going on so that way you can fit the scenario over here. If this is where you're going to hold yourself there all the time. That is your standard for a reason. And the reason why it's all the way up here and theirs is down there, and the reason why they're trying to get there. I hear people say all the time, crabbing the barrel. Nobody wants to see nobody else be better than what they're doing. So somebody's upset that you're doing something that they're not doing. Somebody's upset that you're moving somewhere that they're not moving. Somebody's upset that you're actually taking the time to better yourself, or you're just doing something for you, or you're actually believing in yourself. So now they want to try to mess that up by doing slandering on your name or whatever the case is, of trying to get you to stoop down to a level that doesn't even exist to you anymore because
you're not living in that place.
Where are you at? I don't even see you.
Nah.
I don't know if I've ever actually did that. Now I'm not gonna, that's like, as a human being, I thought about it. You know, as a human being, I mapped out a few situations as if this was to happen, like I know I would do this, and this, but you know, when the time comes and it's not worth it. Why would I? No. Because now I'm going to end up back somewhere I don't want to be.
Exactly. And my thing is,
what is the bigger picture?
Exactly. What's the bigger picture?
What is the bigger picture?
And it all stems down to hurt people. When you're hurting inside, I don't care if you're a millionaire, right? If you're hurt on the inside and you got something internally wrong, you can see a homeless person enjoying themselves.
And they're going to try to mess that up.
Go out their way to stoop to the level just because some people just don't like seeing you happy. A lot of the time it don't be about anything serious. Like you don't care about, oh, they just got money or they're flashy this. Like you're just not happy with yourself. The best way to get on the same level is to bring them down to this negative side that you got. I
wonder how people feel at because a lot of people are successful more times than not. I wonder how they feel after they get the satisfaction of having somebody stoop, but then that relief isn't there no more. Like you get that momentary satisfaction of but then what happens 3 days later? It's not the same high as it was when you first got it. It's not the same like feeling that you got when you first got it. So what was the reason?
I think when you do get the satisfaction of it, I think some people feed off of it.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
I think that like it kind of pushes them to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like okay, if I got them to do it once, I can get them to do it again.
I know your weakness now.
Like, people think they know your weaknesses when you react to stuff that you know you shouldn't be reacting.
And that's the only thing that pops up in their head is I know exactly what to do to get you fired up.
Right.
I know exactly what buttons to push. There's certain topics that resonate different with all of us. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you could say, there's certain things that you could do that they know now. Whenever I just need a rise out of this person, I'm gonna just do this. Or I could just say this. Or I could, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I just feel like, again, hurt people. And not giving them the satisfaction of stooping to a level makes them think about their life. Like, you gotta just sit back and be like, damn, where am I at that I didn't get nothing out of this?
Nothing out of this.
Like, there'll be times, like, I'm not too big, like, I used to be, but, like, I'm not too big on, like, the arguments and, like pointless arguments and, like, relationships and shit like that. So, like, I try to hold myself to, like, all right, I'm a man, I'm gonna just stay in a man's lane, right? So, when it comes down to like petty ass arguments, my biggest tactic to go about that is not entertaining it. Right. Maybe just look at you and just be like,
do you hear yourself?
Like, come on.
What are we doing?
Like when you want to scream and do the most, my whole thing is just like come on now. Like, can we just be adults about the scenario?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because like, what am I going to get out of this? Right? And that always puts them in a predicament. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't give them the reaction that they wanted. So now the only thing you're left to do is to focus on why the fuck was I even acting like that in the first place?
Why did I even do all that?
You know what I mean?
Where was I going with that? What was I expecting to get?
Some people some people hold on to a connection with you through negativity because they can't get you no other way. You know what I mean? So
and it's not even really a connection like through negativity.
But that's what they feel.
It's more,
a contact, anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
So I could only reach him or her
through negativity
by being or doing some fucked up shit.
Right.
Because sometimes they might respond to it. So if you cut that off completely, I'm not gonna give you the time of day to like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, we're all victims of it. Like somebody got under our
Everybody's
skin.
done this shit before. There's like anybody that says they haven't done it is just a narcissist. Like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
You're not perfect.
You're not perfect. Nobody is.
But you're not wrong at the same token.
No, and we talk about it damn near every episode is like you have to do in order to receive. Like you have to try in order to get a result. Like you're never gonna figure anything out. You're never gonna understand anything unless you ask the question, unless you take the action of doing it. And we've all done it.
That's a fact.
And it might not be right now. It might have been a time where you were like younger, like 13 or some shit like that. But you've done it. You know what I mean? And just because you learned earlier or you adapted to it earlier does not mean that it didn't apply to you at some point. Because it does. You know, you've done it. I feel like, I don't know. Do you have a hard time being able to say, I was wrong?
I have a very easy time doing that now.
But you did have trouble before.
Yeah, I was one of them people that dismissed my wrongs for so long that I got faced with all of it all at one point in time when I finally got time to sit down and had no other choice
but to think about it and evaluate it.
And I'm at a point now where I'm so good on picking up my wrongs now that I don't believe in the person that I was a year ago.
Okay.
And yeah,
right.
In the past, I don't even believe them. Like I hear conversations where people say that I might have had, and I don't even believe them.
Right,
I'm in a headspace now. Like
at one point,
I can't believe that I ever acted this way, and that's what helps me move forward. Is I don't want to live with regretting something that I did now. So I'm quick on it. Like if I say the wrong thing, if I act out a certain way, if I don't handle certain things the way that I know I'm supposed to be handling it, then I jump on it real fast. Right. I apologize to whoever I need to apologize to. I make amends with all my wrongs now because I don't want to be one of those people who, when it's my time, that I got my little chestnut in my season. That's all my, you know what I mean, your regrets or things that you held on to. I don't want to be one of those people, you know what I mean? Very reflective now. I'll talk about it a little bit later in the video, but it's just a journey that I've been on lately that's keeping me in like a positive direction and try to push all the negativity out. Right. But how about you? Are you good at doing it?
It's a hit or miss. And the only reason, and I'll say this, the only reason sometimes I have a problem being, we're just gonna say quote unquote wrong, is if I know for a fact that I do certain stuff and I know that it's not the wrong thing to do, it just gets perceived the wrong way. So, you know what I mean? Like I know, I don't know, like washing the damn dishes at my dad's house or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I know they work and stuff like that. When you wash the dishes and clean up around the crib real quick, then he comes home and he's upset that I put something in the wrong spot. I'm not gonna be like, right. You know what I'm not wrong for doing the damn dishes and cleaning up the crib, but I guess I'm wrong for putting it in the wrong spot. I'm not gonna sit here and say, I'm gonna think like, damn, you're mad that I put this pot in the wrong spot instead of the fact that I did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when it comes, other than that, I believe now. I wasn't before. No, absolutely not. Hell no. I could be honest and say I was the worst at being wrong at stuff, but now I could just, man, my fault. You know, it's just not enough. I don't know. Maybe it's just a pride thing.
It's stubbornness,
ego, or some shit like
it's
that,
all of that, all in one.
Now I could just say, yeah, man, my fault, or yeah, I thought it was blah, blah, blah. Like I could like the whole situation. I could have just said, damn, I thought you usually put the pots here, so I put them there.
Right.
But before I wouldn't have said that, I'd have just been like, damn.
Are you kidding me? Like what? Are
you mad that I put it here instead of that the damn dishes are done?
Right, yeah.
But yes, I'm not saying I'm the best at it now, but I did have that quality of not being able to fully. At least not to that person. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to...
I'll let myself
right away. I'm not going to be like, yeah, my fault, I was wrong. I'm going to tell somebody else because I know that probably they're fucking around. They'll tell you. But now, yeah, I just won't care because I just learned that there's no point in doing all that. You know, you're wrong. We all make mistakes. Fuck it. Just take accountability for it. Just be honest with yourself. Not even be honest for that person. Just be honest with yourself that, damn, I was wrong. Yeah, man, my fault. Well, I didn't even mean it like that. Or, yeah, man, I was wrong. Or, whatever the case. Like, it's all, you know, your perception is whatever, but you just need to make sure your perception is honest. Just be honest with yourself.
That's a fact.
Because if you're lying to yourself, it's going to be impossible to fucking be honest or to be able to tell somebody else that you're wrong, because you can't even tell yourself that you're wrong.
Yeah, and I noticed like a lot of the times, like you can actually talk yourself into a lie, I guess, if you really are wrong. But deep down, you know you're wrong. But like, if you can tell somebody enough times that you're not wrong,
you're gonna start to believe that shit.
You'll make your mind up to believe you're not wrong, and then that'll be it. Like, you just basically told yourself a lie, and your brain made it okay in the end. When all actuality, you didn't lose nothing by just saying like, my bad.
My fault. Yeah,
like,
my bad.
I shouldn't have done this, and this is where I'm at now. I'm super vocal about it. I need to speak into it. So when I feel negativity, if I feel like something's wrong, you know what I mean, like whatever the case may be, I address it with the person immediately. Right. You know what I mean? I don't want you to dwell on it, because I'm at a point now where I don't need nobody resenting me for nothing that I could have controlled. Yeah, that's right. Because that eats up at people. When you know somebody's wrong and they just are not willing to take that necessary step to at least hear it out, you start to resent that person. Yeah. Like, it really dawns on you, like, yo, like, I know you're wrong. But you're willing to take your pride in this selflessness and really make everybody try to believe that you're not. I think it starts with speaking it into existence.
That's for sure. Like, okay, so you believe that there's power in your own voice?
Oh my goodness, bro.
All right, here, before we do that, but your voice, okay, when you speak out loud, when you speak things into existence, are you speaking to the universe, or we're going to jump back to a video, or are you speaking to a higher power? Do you believe the universe has its own listening system that it can give you what it wants, or do you believe that the higher power is in control of all of that?
I believe in energy. I think I'm talking when I'm speaking. I'm speaking to, it's an energy, right? I can't tell you who the specific or what the specific thing is that I'm speaking to. I speak to myself first. Okay, you know what I mean? I don't know where the destination for my thoughts are. You know what I mean? And I'm a full believer in, like, it might sound crazy, but I speak to myself now.
I used to be ashamed of talking to myself. Yeah. And I'm at the point now where I could give a fuck. You know, I took my car today to get inspected, right? I'm going through all these files, or these papers that's in my car, because I'm trying to find my insurance, I'm trying to find my registration, and I'm literally talking to myself about where it could possibly be, because I couldn't find it. And I forgot where I was at. Like, I forgot I was in public. I forgot there were windows, and there's customers, there's employees. I totally forgot that these people can see me, but I'm having a full-blown conversation with myself. Like, yo, if it's not in this damn glove, where the... Come on, man. I know this shit is in here. There's no way that it's not in here. Right. I just had it. All right, if I was the paper, where would I be? I gotta be in here. Let me check under the seat. All this shit's going on, and I forgot. I totally forgot that I'm at a dealership. They are working. Like, all these people driving in, going out, in the building, this stuff. They literally see me talking to myself, but I didn't care.
No, I don't know.
I used to care. I used to have to do all this extra shit to try to cover it up. I don't care. Like, listening to your own voice and listening to your own thoughts out loud actually clarifies a lot of stuff for you. Yeah. Where you can, like, you having a conversation in your head is one thing, because you never finish that thought. It's connected to 30 other different things. So before you can finish that thought, you have to think about this, and this. But when you're talking out loud, you can't just interrupt the conversation with yourself. Like, you're talking about this, you kind of got to finish that before you can talk about this.
Yeah, and we had a conversation about this, like, off camera, like, a while ago. And what I need people to understand is, when you're having a conversation with yourself, you're actually having a conversation. When you say something, like your first initial thought, something answers you.
Yeah, you're going to get an answer.
Like, you're literally talking. And the thing that we brought up, like, a while ago was whether it's God that you believe, just a higher power, or whatever the case may be. They make it so that that voice is recognizable. It's your voice.
It's your voice, but it's a voice that you want to listen to.
It's a voice that you want to listen to. It might be like the perfect version of your voice. You know what I mean? So, like, you know that, like, when this voice says something, all right, 9 times out of 10, I just probably want to listen to it. You know what I mean? So
we all have that one person that you don't mind seeing every day. We all have that one person you don't mind hearing. Like, people always, like, my voice is annoying as fuck. But, you know, there's people that tell me, yo, if you were like a storyteller, I could listen to you all the time.
Yeah, I hate my voice too.
Your voice is, I don't believe this, okay? I'm talking about my voice is soothing, it's calm, and it has some sort of hominess to it. like it's a protection or something.
It feels like comfortable to
Yeah, it feels like safe, like it's a safe zone. My voice is fucking irritating, right? But when I hear my voice in my own head, oh my goodness. Like sometimes I wish I could just like let me see what the fuck you look like. Does the voice match what you look like?
No,
because this voice right here is great. Like I could listen to myself in my head all day, which sounds crazy, but you do it too.
Yo, I get your point. Where like when I'm listening to music, I have to replay a song like 15 times now because like I just had too many conversations in my head to even pay attention to the song. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? This nigga's rapping,
Yeah,
man.
you pick one lyric and you just go ham on that one
I'm like,
lyric.
yo, this, that, and the third. But then I'm like 2 minutes into the song, I'm like, I just zoned out this whole thing because I'm literally just talking about my day. I'm talking about what's going to happen, what has happened. I'm thinking about problems that may occur, problems that I'm facing that I don't know that I'm facing, but I'm trying to dissect it. You know what I mean? And again, I told y'all that I was going to kind of bring it up, bro. And I don't even think I told you too much into it, but like, all seriousness, bro, I've been like on this journey where like I'm taking mental health to the furthest extent.
Yeah, so you're making it number one priority.
Number one priority, and that goes into my eating habits. I gotta slow it down a little bit. All right, you may not be able to, but like eating. Not to, cause I ain't trying to information y'all to death, you know what I'm saying? So like, I cut down certain foods that I eat. I know that certain foods are not good for me, you know what I mean? And that can have an effect on me. So again, energy, what I'm giving my energy into, you know what I mean? Things like that. Water, drinking water. I've been meditating. I read a lot now. I'm picking up on the information that I need to get me to this point. And no lie, I can't make this shit up. God strike me if I'm lying. When I see people, nigga be moving. All seriousness, when I look at people now, like I'm seeing colors, legit colors above their head.
Oh, the aura.
Bro,
Okay.
I'm living in an aura. Like, I'm about to start like this fasting. My thing now, what I'm trying to get to is something called the celestial court, right? I'm not gonna get into it. You wanna look it up, you can. As I've been doing this stuff, bro, I see auras. I know immediately when I walk into a room who I need to stay away from. I know immediately when I walk in a room who I need to guide myself into. Because I'm not the type of person where I go have a conversation with anybody.
Never been.
But now that I know and I can see who is kind of vibrating on the same level as me,
Probably makes life so much
oh
easier.
my god, bro, like you have no idea, bro. It's weeding out so many things for me, and that's just a tip, you know what I mean? I ain't just trying to talk about myself too goddamn much, but I was waiting to get on here to like let people know, you know what I mean? Like if you ever see something different about me or whatever the case may be, just know that completely making my life about me and me first in order for me to help whoever I say I love around me.
That's something we firmly believe in too, is if you're not in a place to be able to take care of yourself, how are you supposed to be able to take care of anyone else? You're not going to be able to, because you have a bag of water, but it has a hole in it. And the hole isn't humongous. You know, the hole is bite-sized, like you probably just nicked it real quick. It's just a little hole. So it's leaking, but you don't know that it's leaking. But you're holding all this water and you're trying to deliver it to like a pool or something. I don't know. Let's just say we're back in the day, you're using the fucking hose, but the hose don't reach, or whatever. You're taking it over, but water's leaking out.
By the time you get to the pool,
right? So the more trips you take, the more people you pick up and you try to take care of. Eventually, at some point, that bag is going to rip. And then guess what? You're not going to be able to help them people anymore because you can't even hold them up because you can't hold yourself up.
Nope.
You're completely torn in half because you never took care of yourself.
And instead of just like sitting down and fixing the bag first, you
Or
just
turning yourself into a brand new bag where you're no longer plastic, you are something else, a different type of material that doesn't rip or is more durable. Long story short, the energy that you put out and who you are, who you're becoming, who you want to be, those are all important. And you're allowed to make that number one over everything else and anything else that you got going on right now. The only time, and I tell my friends this all the time, the only time negative has authority in your life is when you give it to it. The only time anything bad has authority in your life is when you give authority to it. Nothing can go on that's in your control, that sometimes isn't in your control, that's in your life, unless you give it a pass to come through. Unless you allow it in, unless you allow it to have a seat, there's no way that it's going to be allowed to be here if it's not welcome here. So taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health, taking care of your happiness, taking care of your peace, taking care of your own strength, taking care of anything that has to do with you, all the way down to the core, which is your energy, your patience, your time. that is the number one priority. That's important. And when you take the time to do that, if somebody tries to make you feel bad for doing that, they are also a part of the negative you are allowing into your life. That is the reason why you're having a hard time and your bag keeps ripping. You wonder why you have to keep starting over and starting over, or why you're back in the same place. We just got to talk about deja vu in the other video. Deja vu does not occur if you don't allow it to occur. If you continuously move forward, you will never see something again in the same sequence, in the same sense. And not saying that, if I was to be honest, I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I've started it too. I meant to ask you about meditation, because I don't meditate. I haven't. I sometimes just sit in silence, but I don't think about anything. I go into what I call my nothing box, where I'm just here. You know, I'm just sitting in silence, literally taking in the sound of, my son has a sound machine that constantly runs, but I got his monitor downstairs, so I hear the sound machine. I hear my refrigerator. I hear the cars driving by outside. My house will shake sometimes. Everybody got squirrels in the fucking wall, or had some at some point in time, so I'm hearing them run around. And I just take all of that in and try to collect myself without actually thinking about what I'm feeling. I'm worried about everything else that's going on around me and analyzing the energy. So that way I can come to a point of being okay with where I am, where I'm at, and being appreciative, which is another humongous thing, is when you learn to appreciate everything about the breath that you get to take, and
you woke up.
Gratitude makes you a different person.
It just humbles you.
It brings you to a certain state in life where, like I just got done saying, where negative is not allowed.
That's
you know
a
what I
fact.
mean? Because you're just grateful for the fact that you even get a chance to see or witness. And long live my brother, but he's been on my mind real heavy lately, and that's one thing I had to take into account is I'm grateful for being here, because there was a point in time where, like, it could have been me. You know what I mean? And I know he would be fucking thrilled, and he would be thriving if he were. So, not saying that I have to do it for him, but like, I owe myself the decency of living a certain type of life, because I know he would be living his, and he wouldn't be wasting it.
And you said it amazing, bro. Like, gratitude, like being appreciative of like the smallest things that you just don't even think about. There's so much fucked up things in the world, and I know that you feel like you got problems, but like things could be worse. So
it could be way worse.
When you're appreciative about when you wake up and take a breath,
or just the fact that you got, it just
humbles you to like a whole new standpoint. Like it makes you appreciative of everything and everyone, no matter what you have going on or not. To go back a little bit, when you said you try to block everything out, that's what needs to happen. I think a lot of people think that when there's a problem arising, or sometimes you just don't even know what your problem is. It's just a whole bunch of shit on top of another. You know what I mean? Because we're humans and things fucking happen every day. The biggest point is to clear your mind of everything and start new. We all want the future to be magical. We all want our lives to be perfect. That's what we set our lives out to be, our whole entire lives of living. But once you just break it down and just say, I need to live right now, let me take this step by step. Let me stop looking so much into the future. Let me just be, again, appreciative of what I have right now and move forward from there.
Right now is important. Right now gets overlooked so much. And I asked a question a long time ago on TikTok, and the video was a bust, because, you know, sometimes when you make people think outside the box, it kind of just scares them. But like, how long is right now? How long is right now?
Right now is infinity. You know what I mean? Like right now is never ending until it's over.
So how do you take care?
So it's not infinity. Right now is now until it's over.
It's now until it's the past. But me just doing that is already in the past. Like, me asking you what right now is in the past. You know what I mean? So to try to prove the point that we're talking about is be grateful for right now. Like, every single second that you have right now, be grateful for it. Analyze it. But don't think about 2 days from now.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
not.
be here right now.
Yeah,
like, be with the food.
Like when your parents say things like, get off your phone, be with us. You know what I mean? Like,
right now, like, all right, cool. I got time for my phone another day. I got time for my phone in a couple minutes.
How many times am I going to have with this?
How many times am I going to have this?
You know what I mean?
This is happening right now.
That's a fact. To break everything down, right? Because I'm not even trying to like be Mr. Preachy, because it just sounds like I'm getting there a little bit.
No, you just being, what you're doing is you're giving a personal opinion. You would be Mr. Preachy if you were saying, but you weren't giving any examples of how you're applying it to your own life. So the fact that you're letting them know, or whoever's watching, you're letting them know like this, and then you're saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what I decided to try to take on as far as this concept, eliminates the preacher thing because you're actually doing it. You know what I mean? You're not. It's not like we're sitting here telling y'all what to do. We're saying this. When we say something, we usually give, and that's what you're doing now. Like you're telling them this, and this, and then you're giving them an example of how you're applying it.
I just hope that's getting taken as good intent. Like I don't want it to ever feel like I'm just saying what I feel like is right, and you don't follow it, then you're wrong. Nah, like.
Yeah, but now
I'm learning my journey too, just as much as everybody else.
Everybody else, we're all human beings. Not every conversation is a full blown back and forth. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen.
That's it. You know what I mean?
And maybe this person or whoever's watching doesn't even want to talk. They just want to listen.
Yeah. So, because I've been there before too.
Yeah, like I just want to hear somebody else, so I don't have to hear myself. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what this is, and maybe that's why you're doing it. Because like I said, this is fucking episode number 8, and this is the first time you're fully taking on the fact of letting people know what's going on somewhere else that you didn't even want to talk about. I'm not gonna say that you haven't done it. Right. Something that you didn't necessarily think you were going to talk about, but you're talking about it. Yeah. And here we are.
But as far as like living in the moment and not thinking too much in the future, I'm not going to say that you're just going to be able to do it that easily, snap of a finger. But the way you prioritize it, you know what I mean, is very, very crucial. Before I go to sleep, I got to think positive now for my morning. You know what I'm saying?
As a rollover.
When I'm meditating before I go to bed, why am I expecting to have a good day tomorrow if I didn't put the energy in for it? If I went to bed upset, why do I think that I'm just going to wake up brand new with no more thoughts of what it... Of course, sometimes you do feel better, you know what I mean? But then you get back into your feelings. But if I speak into the universe right now, up until I go to bed, man, tomorrow's going to be great. I'm going to have a great fucking day. No matter what's going to happen, I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to get through it with a smile on my face. I'm going to get through it knowing that I did everything I was supposed to do. Going to bed, focusing on tomorrow. That's, of course...
Investing that energy.
Just gotta, like, I'm grateful for what the fuck I've been doing. I say that. Like, it sounds like, yeah, I just want to give y'all a whole bunch of stuff. I'm only saying this is because it's life changing. You know what I mean? Like,
you fucking me up. I'm sitting right here.
Bro, life changing. I've never, you feel like you're floating almost. I feel good doing the most basic things. We live right down the street from each other. Walking up here, breathing in the cold air, looking at things that I'm allowed to look at. I've seen kids walking. I'm grateful for them. I don't even know these kids. Yeah, right. Watching people listen to music in their car. I don't know you guys to even care like what you got going on in your life, but now I do. I'm appreciative of things around me because I'm able to see these things. You know what I mean? I'm able to experience these things. I take more appreciation in everything in my life. 10 times more. Like I just got a picture that I took with my son yesterday, and like almost had like a full blown like one of them, bro. Like it's so crazy to think that like I could get so distracted with my life and forget so many good things that are happening. Only because I'm allowing it to happen. And I'm full blame. I'm in those bad moods. I can't keep blaming the people that got me to that mood. I have to blame myself for allowing myself to enter that my life. You said it earlier, like you're allowing these things to happen. You're giving it the ammunition. You're giving it you gotta think of it like negativity as like a fucking big ass truck or something. When you give it energy, it has no gas. It's broken down on the side of the road. Big ass truck of negativity. Once you get inside that car and give it gas, you're giving it a lane to drive now. Even through your life.
Even before that, if it's a big ass truck that's broken down, when you take the time to fix it, and because you can't fix it the way it needs to be fixed, all that negative energy that's stored in the truck now enters you because now you're frustrated that you can't fix it the way you thought you were going to be able to fix it.
Or you didn't even try to fix it in the first place.
You didn't even try to fix it. You just seen it and now it bothers you that the truck is broken down. So what does that have to do with you?
All right, you hit a problem today. Go outside in the morning, you're getting ready for work tomorrow morning, and car don't work. Our initial thought, what the? Not now. There's no way. I gotta be at work. Slow down.
About to be late.
Just slow down. Yeah. Life isn't about to be over because you didn't make it to work one time. Life is not about to be over because you spilled juice on your shirt. Just slow down and just think to yourself, I made it another day. You're giving me an opportunity to face problems again. And in B's words, I'm still playing the game.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mr. Stimulator, he gave me an opportunity to continue to play this game.
Play the game.
Just be happy that you're able to feel anything, because there's people that can't feel anything anymore. A lot of us have people that are no longer here. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because, yeah, we don't want to just say I'm living for this person, but it helps us live for it. It gives us some ammunition to be able to. It gives us the energy some days. Like when you think about somebody that would have took full advantage of what you have right now, it gives you an opportunity like, yo, what am I bitching for? What is so wrong that I gotta feel like this has to take over my life? We're just gonna scratch this from right here. If you're listening to us and you genuinely are feeling what's going on, give me a favor. The next time a problem arises, sit back and smile and tell yourself, thank you for allowing me to be able to face another problem today.
Be able to feel this.
I'm gonna get over it. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. We don't last forever. Thank you for allowing me to have another day to face a problem that I know I'm gonna make better.
Yeah, just change the language up. Instead of fuck, it's at least it's not. You know what I mean? Like, the brain is so sensitive. If you have certain trigger words that you don't even know you have, you know, you go through a certain sequence, every time something bad happens, it's a certain type of language you use. As soon as you go to start that sentence, you lost. And then you stay lost because you think that the way you're feeling now is how you have to feel while this is going on until it's over, and then you can feel better about it. No. I'm not, like, we're human, you know, some dumb shit happens, it's like, really? But then it's not that bad. I'm still gonna get whatever done that I need to get done. It just had to start out this way though, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
And don't dismiss the emotion.
Don't dismiss you feel me? Like, just, you see how the language, everything about what I was just talking about changed, because it's like, what the?
Dang.
Come on, man, really?
You're funny.
You know what?
I take it as like a sense of humor now.
Yeah, so do I. Like, that's why, like, I turned it into like a,
come on, man.
Ain't no way this is happening.
You know better.
Come on.
You think I can't get past this?
Yeah. Like, why are you insulting me? This is not enough. You know what?
I'll play your little game. I'll play your little game because I'm. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still here dealing with this shit. So you know what?
I mean,
maybe next time. But I'm good for today.
This podcast, this is top 2. It's not 2.
It's not 2.
I'm telling you that right now.
That's facts.
It's really not. And motherfuckers could take that as like, I'm not on no cocky shit. I'm not on no.
Yeah, nah. This is confidence. That's another thing too. You gotta be able to distinguish between the two, because we don't boast. You know what I mean? We got a podcast. We had a podcast for almost a whole 2 months, and to be honest, out my mouth, I don't tell somebody I just filmed. I posted because
we want y'all to tune in.
You want to, well, it's here for you.
Right.
But I'm not going around telling people, yo, bro, this is probably the best thing you'll watch today. Even though it's good shit, you know what I mean? Like, this is as real and straight up and honest as it's probably gonna get. That's one thing I can say. Like, I'm not pulling no punches for nothing.
No.
This is who we are. This is what makes this podcast different, is because this is who we are, and we're not about to change that.
There's no agenda. It's weirdly enough, bro, I see these podcasts as my first half of the conversation. When I leave here, I might hit Brandon up like a few days later, like, oh, how's it looking, or whatever the case may be. But I leave it here.
Yeah.
I leave it all out here,
and we don't never
and wait for y'all feedback.
Yeah. We don't never double back and just be watching the shit. Now I watch it because whatever.
I watch the first when it first drops. I watch the video,
watch it, and then next week,
and then I'm good.
We on the next week.
I watch it one time. I'm not analyzing because I said what I said and I meant what I said.
Yeah. Say what you mean and mean what you're saying. That's another thing we could probably put into them somewhere at some point. Is, you know, when we say that, that's just what we meant. And I'm not circling back for nothing. And I apologize if you take it a certain kind of way, because I probably didn't mean it that way. But that's something you gotta figure out for yourself. Like, I'm just talking.
Yeah. Well, let us know then. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
even if you let me know, to be honest, I probably won't. There's nothing I can do about that, you know.
But I bet you appreciate the fact that are willing to have a conversation.
Yeah. No
like,
doubt.
Instead of like a judgmental, like,
no doubt.
I'm a judge on this. Like, you can change our outlooks on a lot of things.
A whole lot of stuff. I might switch up the word. I'm not going to change who I am. I might switch up my word, and that's what I should have said. That's probably as I'll just take it into consideration that this is what This is what you would like to hear. This is how you would like to hear it. You didn't like how I was saying such and such and such and such. I would take that into consideration. I'm not going to change who I am about it, but I will.
It's good to be realistic though.
Yeah.
Like my baby, you know what I mean? And no disrespect to her, but my favorite artist, Lauryn Hill, has a line before she starts the song, and she says, "Fantasy is what people want to live in, and reality is what people need. I just retired from the fantasy part. I'm not just going to give you what you want to hear. I'm going to give you what you need." You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you what you need.
I'm not here to make everybody's life perfect. I'm here to make my life perfect.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And best I could do is make myself good enough so that I could be a good apple tree or peach tree. I could be the branches. I could be the tree to branch out to give somebody a perfect life. You know what I mean? I'm here to, like, as far as even my son goes, like, I can't dictate his life to be perfect. I know he's gonna have bumps and bruises just like I had them. The best thing I could do is build a foundation where he can have an opportunity to be the greatest that he could ever be.
I'm gonna give you this, and you do what you want with it.
Now listen, man, I'm gonna show you all my scars. Like, it's up to you if you live through them. You don't have to take everything that I say, but you know what I mean. I'm only giving you what I feel is best for you.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And that's not even for my son. It's for everybody watching.
Everybody. That's for
like, I don't know you personally, but
this is the most pure, genuine intention for people's life, and I've known that about myself forever. You know what I mean? Like, since I was little, I didn't know no damn better, but I had a lot of seasoning. You know what I'm saying? So when people were going through shit, they automatically gravitated because they're like, I know for a fact when he gives me this advice, it'll be for me. It won't be coming from him, about him. It's going to be about me, for me. And it might not be what I want to hear, but I know for a fact he's going to break this shit down. So I think that's another thing too, where, like, I think a lot, but sometimes I think too much, to the point where I could break this shit down in your own language and give it to you somehow I know only you will understand.
Yeah, depending on who you're talking to too.
But I've been like that fool forever, so
that's why I feel like we get along so much. Like, even our own friends, like, it's very rare to find, let alone one full-blown genuine person.
That's fair.
I gotta give humans more credit, obviously, but through my life, I haven't seen too many people that go through life where I don't have to question you being genuine. Like, I know full fact that whatever happened for a good reason. Whatever you said was said for a good reason. It's rare to find one, and I'm just blessed enough to find multiple people that I gravitate towards in my life. I hope that when I do meet people, that the thing that they get from me is that and that only. My time comes, I want everybody that's in that room to say, yo, he was the most genuinest person I've ever met in my entire life. I never seen him switch up for somebody else because they were around. I never seen him do or act differently in any situation, no matter what his situation was. I'm gonna be this way if I walk around with lint in my pocket. I'm gonna be the same way if I got $1 million in my pocket.
Yeah, that's facts. You're not even gonna know I got $1 million.
Just a certain trait that certain people have, and I'm blessed to have it. You know what I mean? I look around all the time, and that's what it comes into, where, like, I just think life in general, because I'm not like that. You know what I mean? Like, when I see people doing ill shit, you know what I mean? And I see people doing, like, disgusting acts, like, it makes me feel better about myself just off the simple stuff. Like, I'm glad I don't have that in my body.
I don't have that attachment.
I would never move like that.
It just doesn't feel right.
I couldn't live with myself.
Nah, that honestly would bother everything about me.
Everybody want to be the snake and, like, slime and all that other shit. Like, snakes in my. I think it's like, why?
What's the point?
Like,
what is the point?
Like, what do you get out of, like,
out of that?
Backstabbing somebody?
What goes around comes around.
You better believe it.
And the misconception with that is what goes around is going to happen to you. What you do to somebody, it might not get done to you, but it'll get done.
You're going to feel it, aka
somebody's going to feel that shit. And in cahoots, you're going to feel that shit because you did that, and now somebody else got to deal with that. And they had no intentions, no avenue of dealing with this, but it's just because you thought you got off the hook.
And you should know better from now. You see a car opening, when you open the door, you know somebody's behind you. You got out of the way, but you didn't even warn them.
Yeah.
As soon as they walk out, and they got the full wrath of something that you could have prevented. You could have just left it alone. There's just so many avenues that you could take to like become a better person, and
all
it's
it
not
takes
hard
is for you to believe it.
Like,
That's all it takes.
You gotta want it.
You gotta want to do it.
It's like, stop listening to the media. Stop listening to the so-called cool people right now. Like, stop listening to all these people that are making it seem like living negative is the way to be. No. Waking up peaceful every morning is the way to be. Making people feel better about themselves is the way to be. Making sure that you just feel genuinely better than you did yesterday is the way to be. Negativity is selling right now, right? And everybody thinks that's what it is. Let me just post this comment because it's gonna get that shit's coming back to you. You think that negative thought just dies there?
That's another thing too. A lot of people forget about first impressions and the stain that you had. You never know. It goes all the way back to the motherfucking beginning, man. You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. You never know what's being said. You never know who knows who. Internet is just unwipeable.
Yeah, negativity is selling.
It's there. Trust and believe that shit's gonna be there. So when the time comes, and you never know, people, on this date, such and such and such and such, and now you're like, that was just a joke. I don't know about that.
Yeah, everything's just documented. Everything is whatever you put out is there, it's there for good.
It'll be there.
And when you look, like, this is a good thought. When you look back at your life, when you get older and you're just laying in that bed and you're trying to figure out things, and what you want to be known for?
Yeah.
What did you want your legacy to be? What did you leave here?
What did you do?
What did you leave 18 comments under Lil Durk's picture or whoever? You know what I mean? Like the shade rooms.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what did you leave? Like, that's not what you want to be known for. And that's the way I think. And a lot of people do have that mindset. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks of me. And that's fine. Because you should. You should. But you have to live with it. So you're going to eventually feel all of it. You know what I mean? And it's a matter of time. Like, your time is coming. You know what I mean? I don't wish nothing bad on anybody, but it's just like,
it's inevitable.
I can't necessarily say I got sympathy for somebody that has put bad shit out there and now they're receiving it, and I'm a victim of it.
That's video is there too. What you put in is what you will get back.
Oh hell yeah, that is video too.
With the battery.
Yeah.
What you put in is what you will get back. We say it all the time. It's just that simple. We make everything so complex, and it doesn't have to be. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Life's short.
It's super short, but it's delicate. Life is amazing. Life is amazing.
When you make it.
We make it amazing. Life is amazing just knowing that you have right now, if this video is affecting you or it's not, your heart rate is a lot faster than it was when you first started. You have no recollection of it speeding up. Just the whole sense of life is amazing because wow, I don't even have a word for it. It's just too delicate, it's too amazing, it's too hard to come by for people to just be playing with it when it's been taken from people who would love to have it.
I have no idea.
And you have no idea.
I have no idea.
So if you take anything from this, it's to understand that it is okay for you to be all about you, however long you need. And even if you never turn back and you worry about anything else, that is perfectly fine. If you don't take care of you, 1, you will not ever be okay. 2, you will be that person that looks back and regrets all the times where you knew
you had time to be great.
You could have made yourself more important and you didn't. You never know where you'll end up. You never know what self-care, where that'll take you. Life is the most fucking difficult thing ever. It's not funny, but I seen a TikTok the other day about the game levels. You know, it's beginner, it's intermediate, it's expert, and then maybe there's one after that. Everybody knows the fucking Asian guy that's like emotional, damn. He made a video of Asian difficulty where it's damn near impossible to beat the fucking game, where he was breathing too long and he died, right? What I'm trying to say is you are in control of making your life that accessible. When you make yourself important, beginner level is not enough to have qualified to be a part of your life. Intermediate level is not enough to qualify to be a part of your life. Expert is not enough to qualify. You making yourself all the way up here, dude, that's standard. You're putting yourself in a certain category because you're important. Your health is important. Your mental health is important. Everything about you is important. You making yourself number one is important. All of that goes into saying whatever difficulty you set is what you will allow into your life. So make yourself important. Make yourself damn near unreachable. Because the people that are supposed to be a part of your life, the people that are meant to be here with you, for you, they'll find a way.
Absolutely.
They'll find a way to pass all these levels, and you won't never have to worry about why.
And don't hold on to the people that life is showing you not to be with.
Don't hold on to the people that are trying to tell you that shit is too hard. That is too much. That's doing too much.
You know, I need y'all to give me a favor real quick, right? And I need y'all to really do this. So
if you made it this far,
you made this far.
That's what we'll start now.
Go get a piece of paper real fast.
If you made it this far,
get a pen and piece of paper right now, real fast.
Something to write with.
This is important.
Grab something to write with, real quick. Grab something to write with.
I'll give you a little time. Alright, you there? You got it? You should write this down. I'm say it fully and then I'm gonna break it down. God told me this movie will write itself. Spread love, be wise, and let foolery fight itself. God told me that this movie is gonna write itself. You ain't gotta force nothing.
You ain't gotta force the motherfucker.
Let it come. Spread love. It's not hard. You don't gotta go out your way to spread love either.
No.
Like, that's not one of those.
It's one of them unspoken.
Do what you gotta do.
The door open for somebody.
The small things. You know what I mean?
Telling somebody you like their outfit, you like the shoes, you like the way they did the makeup, you like the way they got their book bag on, you like the way they got their satchel. There's anything. Compliments.
So spread love, be wise. What's the name of the show?
Awake and
Analyze. Stay woke and question everything.
Everything. Be aware of your surroundings, and if it doesn't make sense, make it make sense by asking.
Find the answer.
Find the answer.
Everything. Don't let emotions trick you into making dumb decisions. You know what I mean? Be wise. And this is the most important one. Let foolery fight itself. And if you don't know, now you know. I just took you around the world and came right the fuck back. Because when I said let foolery fight itself, that goes hand in hand into do we allowed to stoop down to people's level. Let foolery fight itself. They're gonna have a battle.
Yeah.
You can watch from the side. We all like a good fight. Oh, go ahead.
Dang.
Go do your thing.
And imagine that, right? Imagine you having a front row seat about somebody fighting about you and you're not in the fight.
And imagine them punching themselves in the
Punching
face.
themselves in the face.
Can you imagine somebody that hates you? Just envision it. Whenever you see some shit that like is intended for you and you know it's intended for you, you don't give it no light to grow. Just imagine that person just sitting there crying and fucking themselves up. Just imagine that. Foolery is fighting itself. Those are some wise words. I didn't make it up, but I don't know if, King Loose, right? I'm giving him a spot. And the reason why I said that is because, man, while I was in jail, I used to tell people that line all the time. They would come back to me repetitively and let me break it down again. Some things go over your head, and I ain't mad at you.
Well,
be wise, man. Figure it out. Analyze.
Stay awoke. Did we ever figure out if that's a word yet? That's the last video, ain't it? Because we said that about the ant and the skeleton.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
He was supremely wrong.
I actually knew I was wrong in that video, and that's a perfect example of admitting your wrongs. I should have said it. We just because I said that I was going to tell y'all next video if I was wrong, or I wanted y'all to let me know. But who knows if even y'all are here?
Yeah, right.
I don't even know if y'all going to be here.
Yeah, right. We don't even know if you heard all that. We've been here for a hell of a long time. If you are still here, we appreciate you being here, right? And you matter. You're important. And not only just for watching the motherfucking video, but the life that you live is important and it's delicate. Make sure you cherish it. Make sure you take care of it. You take care of yourself. Because the only person that actually gives two fucks about you is you. When you wake up and you look in that mirror, you tell yourself that you're powerful. You tell yourself that you're beautiful or you're handsome. You make sure you speak highly of who you are. And you raise that bar every single day. A millimeter is movement. It doesn't have to be a gigantic step all the time. Just make sure that you're moving.
You're getting somewhere.
You are someone, and you deserve to be somewhere else in life. Wherever you want to be, wherever you thought about being, you will be there. You just got to take the steps to do that. Separate yourself. We appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you let somebody know that this shit is happening right now. We drop once a week. We're working on twice a week. You can count on seeing us at least once a week. until we let you know that it's twice a week. This
is
Awake and Analyze. We'll be back with another video next week.
I'm out. I gotta go.
Bitch.